printmaking and my interest for art, it all started at 1998 at the Artist Press when I met Mark. He took up like a serious chance with me. I was very young then. And then with my interest, 20 years here I am, just after being a protege from Mark. For lithography, I did like 3 years with Mark, and then we applied for Tamarind Institute in the US, in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and that's where I did my training, like a full 3-year training for fine art lithography. So my specialty is lithography because that's what I've studied for the whole 2 years. Stone lithography, aluminum plate lithography, photolithography, and other process in terms of egg albumen lithography. There's a lot of processes within lithography, but I've studied lithography at the University of New Mexico in 2004 to 2008. Stone lithography, it's a very laborious process in details. Look, for an artist to work on a stone, depending on the artist in terms of time, but for process itself, it takes about maybe a full 2 days to get stone ready for printing. It's an old medium where water and oil don't mix. So, and because stone is sort of like porous, when you put water in, it keeps the surface adsorption, and then the greasy material can be able to be transferred from stones to paper. So technically it's a very laborious process, but it's very simple in terms of drawing techniques and printing. When you do aluminum ball grain lithograph, you'll process it exactly how you would process stone, but in terms of adsorption and details, plates hold details different from stone. Stone will hold your finest line, whereas because of corrosiveness of the plate, it won't hold as fine as the stone would. And then with photolithography, it's where like artists will draw on a different matrix, and then you'll be able to expose that image onto the photolithographic plate and then print from there, which is pretty straightforward. It's the simplest process of lithography, whereas the other two are pretty much the same. I work with pretty much everyone from Wayne Barker, Nelson Makamo, Sam Tlengetwa, the late David Kulwane. I work closely with him. Pet Mautlwa, Nandi Pamtambo, Lady Scully, just the list goes on. But I think I'm lucky to be able to have access to all these artists that we have around Joburg and internationally. But I do work with pretty much everyone in the studio. William, he came to the Artist Press 2001. That was our very first project we did with him. We were still in, before Mark can move to White River. And he brought us this book that he was working on. The very first project I worked on of William was La Porella book. I don't know if you've seen it or heard of it. It's the most amazing concertina book that goes long up to, I think, almost 2 to 3 meters long. It's an amazing, but technically it was the most challenging, because I think that's how William works. He's technically bringing everything together, and then let collaborators sort of like tap into their technical skills to bring this thing. So it took us about 1.5 years with the Artist Press, and with Mark, it was always sitting on details. How are we going to pull off this thing? Because the image is built into a lot of small pieces. Okay, so we had to print the pieces first, make stencil, cut them into small pieces again, like exactly from his image, put them together and mold into this book that fold into like something like nothing. But when you open it, it's... So I think technically, William is always being an artist that challenges printers, in terms of his techniques. And it was amazing 10 years of working on his projects.